Hey, welcome back here. Hey, it's Brian Neff with 401k Maneuver again. This is video number 2 in our series, How to Read Your 401k Statement and Actually Understand It. So in our first video, we covered the front page of most 401k statements and how it looks like a brief overview of your 401k account. If you haven't watched it yet, go back to that video first. The link for that video is in the About section below this video here. So, in this video, we're going to dive into much more detail of what was summarized on the front of your 401k statement. This can usually be found on all the additional pages of your 401k statement. This may seem a little technical, but I promise I will try to make it as easy to understand as possible. So, the details inside your 401k statement can be broken down into 6 sections, and they are 401k account activity, 401k investment activity, 401k transaction details, 401k investment fees, 401k investment performance, and 401k investment options. Then the final pages of your statement most likely are the customary 401k statement disclosures, which could be several pages in length. So let's start with the first one. The first one is 401k account activity. You may see on your statement a section similar to this that covers the activity for the current period, whether it's monthly, whether it's quarterly, however you receive your statement. This section will include your activity by contribution type, and in that section, it may detail how much of your pay is going into your 401k, the maximum contribution you're allowed to put in for the year also. In this example, the employee is putting in 8% of their paycheck into the 401k plan, and they're putting it in on a pre-tax basis. Pretty awesome. This means that their contributions go into their account prior to any tax withholdings. Also in this section, you will see what's called the company match. This is the amount of money your employer will put into your 401k for you each year. This is usually a percentage up to the maximum amount defined by the 401k plan. For example, if you put 3% of your pay into your 401k, your employer may match 25%, 50%, or even 100% of this up to the same 3%. If you don't know how much your company match is, ask your HR staff for a copy of the 401k plan summary. Next, we will look at the 401k investment activity. In this section, it breaks down any activity for this period from your current holdings. Here you can see what you're invested in, what the balances are of each holding, and what percentage of your future allocations will be added to these holdings. For example, in the first column to the left, this 401k is currently holding a 2030 target date fund, 3 Vanguard stock funds, 1 bond fund, and some company stock. The second column shows the beginning balance of each holding for this period. Column 3 shows how much money was put into each investment this period. The fourth column shows the gain or loss of each holding for this period. And the fifth column shows the ending balance per holding this period. The very last column on the right shows the percentage of future pre-tax contributions that will be added to the current holdings. Next, we are going to look at 401k transaction details. This section in this video covers the details of 401k transactions that may have occurred during this period on your statement. In this section here, we see that famous 2030 target date fund again. The column on the left shows the date of every transaction that occurred this period. The next column shows what transaction occurred. The third column starts with the beginning balance, shows every contribution, every expense, and ends with the ending balance for that period. The fourth column shows the share price on the date of each contribution, and column 5 shows the number of shares that were purchased on this date with the amount contributed. The very final column shows the running balance of share owned from start of this period to the end. This is a great example of dollar cost averaging. As you can see, since inception, the average cost per share of this fund is $17.85. On your statement, you will have transaction details for every account in your holding. We only use the target date fund for this example for simplicity. Next, we're going to look at 401k retirement plan fees and expenses. This is, everyone's asking, always asking, what am I paying for my 401k? So, first we're going to look at some of the fees and expenses from your statement. This section shows a detailed breakdown of fees that were directly debited from your account during the period. These were listed in the above chart as plan administrative expenses. This is your share of expenses that everyone in your plan pays. These normally include day-to-day costs to run the plan, such as legal, accounting, trustee, and record-keeping costs. Not all your 401ks that you're paying are easy to find, though. Sometimes it takes a little more research to understand your true cost in the 401k plan. As you can see in this disclosure at the bottom of this slide, there may be other expenses paid directly from the investment options that you have chosen from, such as revenue sharing agreements, 12B1 fees, and sub-transfer agent fees. On this slide, here are some of the additional fees that come from the funds themselves. These fees are called expense ratios. Wikipedia defines expense ratios as the total percentage of fund assets used for administrative, management, advertising, 12B1, and all other expenses. For example, the 2030 target date fund expense ratio in this scenario at the top here is 43 basis points. And the Vanguard fund has an expense ratio, institutional index, the fourth one from the bottom, has a 0.4% ratio. This means you will pay $430 per year in fees for the target date fund versus $40 per year for the Vanguard fund. Your fees are more than 10 times the 2030 target date fund. Unbelievable, the additional cost here. So on a $100,000 account, the T. Rowe Price 2030 fund at the top here, you would pay $430 a year. And number 4, the Vanguard Institutional Index at 4 basis points, you would pay $40 a year. So them target date funds, again, are 10 times what you would pay over the Vanguard Institutional Index. This is very important to look at this stuff. Next, we're going to talk about 401k account performance. On this chart here, you will see your overall performance since inception date of 11.04% up here at the top. This is your account return or performance since you started it. So this fund itself, this is as long as you were in it, this is your performance. So this account has been active for more than 5 years, but less than 10. This is why the 10-year performance column is empty. The same goes for the 2030 target date fund. See the empty slash there? You can see the difference in performance in these funds listed here. Your statement will not look like others, as this depends on which fund you choose from your account and what your risk tolerance was and how long you were in your portfolio. Understanding how this section works is very important for the long-term growth of your 401k. Next, we're going to look at 401k investment options. This part is where many get stuck today. Many 401k statements will have a list of all the available investment options you have to choose from. Some plans start with as few as 10 investment choices, while others could have dozens of choices. One of the biggest questions I've been asked over my years in the business is, how do I choose my 401k investments? You may have even asked this yourself. Truly, folks, this is where professional help comes in, and one of the reasons why 401k Maneuver was created. Your advisor should be able to help you determine your tolerance for risk, how long it is till you retire, and any other information needed to choose the correct funds here. Not everyone is the same, nor should they be. The chart shows with your available target date funds. As you can see, there are many different years of the target date funds from 2005, 2010, 2015, 2020, 2025. Some of these are designed for when you retire, but they're still in the past tense. We're already in 2020 today. So some of these are older funds, but they're still active out there for other employees. Just remember that. So, and in this case, as you can see, there's many different years. Some plans today auto-enroll you into the one closest to your retirement age, which may or may not be in your best interest, and for many good reasons, like the difference in fees we discussed earlier and the difference in performance over time. You may also have similar charts that show stock funds, bond funds, and money market or stable value funds. When you see all these, this is where the questions usually come up. And honestly, folks, this is where you may want to seek professional help. So, next, the fun part. 401k statement disclosures. This last section on your statement will most likely be the fine print or disclosures of your 401k plan. Many of us will never read any of these, but honestly, there's some good information in here that we've already discussed briefly in each one of the previous sections. The longer your statement is, the more detailed the disclosures may be. For example, here's assumptions, methodology. Folks, this is a lot of information where people never get to this section. So, hard to believe how much information that was, right? Wow, a lot of information for you to digest. In closing, reading and understanding your 401k statement is very important to your retirement future, and I'd like to congratulate you for now being a more informed investor. This is another reason why 401k Maneuver was founded. 401k account holders like yourself need help. That's what we're here for. 401k Maneuver provides independent professional account management to help employees grow and protect their 401k account. Our goal is to increase your account performance over time, manage downside risk to minimize losses, and reduce fees that are hurting your retirement account performance. With 401k Maneuver, you can go on about your life doing what you love with confidence, knowing we are handling these changes for you. To see how our program works, check out our How It Works page on our website below. And while you're on our site, see how professional account management may improve your 401k account performance on our 401k Maneuver calculator page below. And if you still have questions, on that site, you can actually schedule a 15-minute consultation with us to get your question answered. Again, I've added that link below, and I would like to thank you for watching our videos. Have a great day.